I'm now being joined by two gentlemen, Professor Okune from the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and Shedrack Madlion, the Executive Director, Admiral Agricultural and Environmental Care. Good morning. Thank you for joining me on the program.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you.
Well, I begin with you, Mr. Madlion. Just last week, the federal government released some grains from the strategic reserve to some parts of the northern states. You are from the north and you are a farmer working there. Tell me, what is the true picture of, the availability of food there?
What happened in northern Nigeria, for the past 2.5 years, has been not just a natural but also a human disaster. 47% of the food productions are mostly from the north. And then we could say that 33% is from the northeast, where the crisis is today. If you are looking at those who put the beans for Nigerians on the table, you talk about Yobe, you talk about Pt.1, you talk about Bio, you talk about some part of Marite here. If you are looking for onions that has got hips, and you are looking for Tatashi, you talk about Bronu. If you are looking for Irish potato, for sweet potato, you talk about Adamawa here. This is where 86% of the rural dwellers, they do nothing than agriculture. And then don't also forget that the country, any country that depends on rain-fed agriculture is not yet serious about food production. And in these areas where we've had crisis are where irrigatory activities have been going on. So they support after rain agricultural activities, and then there is crisis, and this crisis took a toll on the agricultural activities for more than 2.5 years. Gashua is the biggest hub for livestock after Megeteri or Miadwa. As I speak with you, in one single day we lost 424 cows to the insurgents. The whole market everywhere was set on fire. Then you ask yourself, the releasing of grains, will you release Tatashi? Will you release onions? Will you release the wheat? Will you release the rams? Will you release the goats? That the people, which is what the people survives on. Over 987,000 metric tons of maize is consumed alone between Lagos, Ibadan, and Ogun State for various value chains. It's just for the fact that when a man fails to take care of his responsibilities, his responsibility takes care of him. So releasing of the grains of what we're doing now is just an aftermath. For the past 2.5 years, we depended on Burkina Faso and our neighboring countries here to bring in beans. The beans consumed in Lagos State or your Ibadan here is all the beans consumed probably in the entire whole of West Africa. 257,000 metric tons of beans alone is consumed in Lagos, Ibadan, and Ogun State here, especially the brown beans, because we wake up in the morning here to eat agoin beans, which goes with the agege bread and all that here. It's the people's delicacy. Now, Potiskum, Yobe, Bio, were the people producing this for us. And don't forget that we're talking about farmers who still depends on hoe and cutlass in putting food on the tables of Nigeria over all this time around. If there is no security for an average farmer now to go to farm in Yobe, they need to be in two cluster groups. The people that will be watching to find out that insurgents don't come in to take them out. Or don't even forget that we've had curfews for years. So productivity is down. To hammer it on, we had fasting during the farming season. That crippled agricultural productivity. So if you release the grains, the method in which it's going to be distributed to the farmers, the structures are not there. Fourth is that the last flood that took place that affected over 14 states in this country, here, government do not take any necessary interventions to cushion our food requirements, not only for the Northeast, but for the entire whole country. You will see the price of the upsurge of price on food commodities for this year. Like I said, a man who has failed to plan has planned to fail.
Well, thank you very much, Marian. Well, Professor, I have to take you up on that. You heard him. Now, would you think that the federal government is really intervening late to this?
I think so. I think what has happened in this country it's not because of the government not taking care of agriculture now. The government has been investing more in agriculture, particularly the CBN, the Federal Ministry of Agric. But the insurgents has really led to a high level of food insecurity in many parts of this country. And of course, we should bear in mind that people have migrated out of the country from Yobe, from Borno, from Adamawa to other parts of West African countries. And that means no labor to really handle agricultural production. If you look at basic things to do in terms of credit to be given to farmers, one would say that, that the government had involved so many programs, particularly the CBN. You see the 200 billion naira SME program. You see the Nigeria incentive-based risk-sharing system for agricultural lending, NASAF. But this, we have not really been able to see the impact on ground. But I foresee that just like the Agri-Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund, which was started in 1977, there will be some emerging results in a few years' time, provided certain actions are taken. And I'm sure that in the course of this program, we'll discuss such actions, such as the issue of land. For instance, land needs to be made much more available, particularly for those that are desirous to go into agriculture. Many youths, they don't have access to land, and that means they could not really go to agriculture. The issue of technological changes, that's improved technologies, have not really been passed using solid agricultural extension programs to the farmers, and this also needs to be done.
Sure.